Sean, you're too damn soft in sales.
I'm too soft. Like this is hard for me. Like I'm just speaking to myself here. Sean, you're too soft because in any given day you go in and you just can't get to, you can't even muster the energy to make an outbound sales attempt. That's soft, man. You have hinged your ability to feed yourself and your family on your ability to stand up and talk to strangers in a way that's comfortable. And guess what? They don't care what you have to say. They care how confident and comfortable you are while you're saying it. The number one fear of people is like public speaking. Number two is death. And that means like at a funeral, you'd rather be the guy in the casket than the guy giving the eulogy. You know what I mean? Like that's how real it is.
You feel like, man, why am I letting people waste my time? Why am I not standing up for myself necessarily? All right, folks, welcome back to Sales Life. I am Justin Ryder with Sean Ward. Sean, you're too damn soft in sales. I'm sorry, my friend. This is a total joke because I'm seeing you now for the first time. You have what I believe is a military style haircut. I think that's what you're rocking.
This is my summer cut, man. Like I need something shorter.
Yeah.
I got this thing lately where if my hair is like even an eighth of an inch too long, I just freak out. I just don't like it. I'm like the opposite of you on that spectrum. So.
Well, no, this is a classic episode because Sean is the type to get himself a high fade, wake up at 4, do a trail run and 100 push-ups and a Murph, and then pop on for a middle-aged dad podcast.
This is literally my morning.
If you're hard in sales, that's what you do, my friend. Okay. You train and you jump on.
You train and you grind.
With a podcast. Yeah.
Yeah.
But dude, we're chopping wood. Numbers look better. You and I have hired an editor. This show is rolling. We're getting good feedback.
And actually you and I sat down and talked about like, what could we talk about? Like, what would these episodes look like? And we spit out 20 different things that we were excited to talk about. So we've got a lot of ideas.
We're free.
always with the context of we're trying to add value and enjoy the process. So we have to enjoy it, and we hope the listeners enjoy it. And I think we got something good today.
Yes, and let's be honest, you and I are free now in this show because of studying social media and realizing that you and I came with the pressure of don't be boring and repeat the same damn thing that you talk about every week, which is that we want to squeeze the most out of life. We want to squeeze the most out of sales. And it was like, well, we can't talk about that every week. And then it hit us. If you haven't listened to last week's episode, this podcast does have a mission to do those things. And that's what we're going to literally talk about every single episode. And that's worth talking about every single episode.
Dude, and we're salesmen. We've got 8 stories and we retell them over and over. Like this is what we do. This is the life of a salesman.
That's exactly right. So today, if you're listening to this and you are super soft in sales and you find yourself in a place where a lot of times you're a doormat and you feel like, man, why am I letting people waste my time? Why am I not standing up for myself necessarily? Hopefully you clicked on this because you want to do this a little better and you don't want to be soft in sales. And I'll admit it, Sean, there's been like, whether it's certain clients or deals or situations, I would classify myself as soft on certain things. And so I want to dive into this. I would say caveat in this real quick before we jump in. It's not being a jerk. Like the answer to this is, hey, we want you to listen to this episode, go back into your regular sales life and be a total jerk. Lead with your ego, whatever. Obviously, that's not it. But I think you also cannot be a doormat. And so there are specific strategic things to do to sort of flex that muscle of not letting people walk on you.
Yeah. I mean, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk. I think this episode is you're too soft and it's killing your sales career.
Yes.
And I think it should come on the heels of that should be our next episode of like, you're too pushy and it's killing your sales career. And
you and I were part of a hard push the other day, like where someone was pushing us, you and I.
Yeah, we were getting the hard sell, and it was like, damn, that's a turnoff. And I just wonder,
Dude,
like,
I saw you ditch the conversation. Like, I literally saw your face be like, I am 100% out on this.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, this is the beauty of what we do for a living. Sales is all about like developing your own people skills and your emotional intelligence, your awareness of what's going on. And like, if the person who was pitching us couldn't tell that he lost us part of the way through, like, man, he's got some growing to do there. So we're going to talk about that. Like, I've talked about it a lot on LinkedIn and on this podcast of like, almost like anti-grind, you know, the hustle and grind culture. And like, I'm just over it. And, but the reason I'm over it is because I've lived and breathed it for decades, you know? So like the answer there is, I think I read this book once, it was by a pastor of a church, but the title of the book I always think about, it's called The Quest for the Radical Middle. And I think that's what we're trying to do here. Is find the radical middle. It's not all sales. It's not all 100% just, you know, laying around at home and doing family stuff. Like there's a middle ground. And in your sales career, it's not all pushing so hard and going 100 miles an hour. And it's not all laid back and casual and Jesus take the wheel. It's both of them. They're two different gears and you need to use both of them. But yeah, I think we got to start with you're too damn soft. And I think this is a message people need to hear.
Yes.
And I get passionate about this because I meet with a lot of young people and I tell them what it takes to get hired in this business or what it takes to be successful in this business because they seek me out and they ask for this advice. And a lot of times I lay it out and it's just met with blank stares or like the weight of, oh crap, I don't know. That sounds like a lot of work. And we got to be upfront and say it is a lot of work.
Yeah. Yes. By the way, I love that you talked about selling salesmen. Like salesmen, by the way, are the easiest people to sell. And I cannot tell you how many times I've been into something where I'm like, sell me on this. Like I remember buying a mountain bike one time and the guy was like, yeah. So if you like, I was begging him to say anything and he finally was like, yeah. So I'm like, I'll take it. He's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, yeah, I'll take the whole kit, like soup to nuts. Like I need he's like, so you want the bike? I'm like, I want the bike, helmet, outfit, shoes, whatever. Like I got to leave here as a pro mountain biker. I mean, that's just my personality.
That's you.
Anyway. Okay. So go back to you, Sean.
I've coached salespeople who are pitching me in the pitch on how they should pitch me. It's fun. It's because I like it, man. I'll be like, here, ask me this question.
Yeah.
Lead the trail of breadcrumbs.
I'm literally, all you have to do is have a pulse. Like I'm going to buy this because I'm into it way more. And then I'm going to go sell it to other people. Totally. Like I had a client call me today about my full self-driving, the Tesla full self-driving post from I did yesterday. 20 minutes later, he's like, you should work for Tesla. I mean, I just naturally am like, hey man, you really can't. First of all, I have a referral code I can send you.
I need an affiliate link. Dude, if this is a pyramid scheme, I'm one notch above the pyramid. You got to funnel all this up to me.
That's right. You did start. You were the first person I did full self-driving with, which was amazing. But no, I ended up like evangelizing Tesla this morning.
Yeah.
The guy was like, yeah, you're really passionate about this. I'm like, well, I didn't mean to. It's just so awesome. It's like such a great product. Anyway, let me go back to what you said. So Sean, this is important to start with. You're talking about young people. You're talking about you're challenging young people and then not responding necessarily to hard work. Do you feel like that is a ramped up trend or do you feel like it's person by person? Like, dare I say, do you feel like less young people today
this
are
generation
willing to be?
I know a lot of people that have that opinion, like this generation. I heard somebody say it yesterday that Gen X was the last hardworking generation. And honestly, I don't take that view. I think it's kind of like a maturing process. It's like you're born and you're a kid and you grow up. And as you grow up, your expectations expand and your mental capacities expand. And I think young people just need someone to look at them and tell them, hey, with your best interest at heart, here's what you need to hear. And it's going to feel heavy and you're going to feel the weight of it. And you're going to think, I don't know if I could do that. And what you need to hear is, yes, it's all those things. And yes, you don't know if you could do it. And yes, you need to pursue it. And people will help you along the way. But dang it, like if you go into sales and you're not thinking, I need to bang out, reps like crazy, and think of reps in the thousands and tens of thousands, like what, I don't care what you're selling. If you're doing door-to-door solar or pest control, or if you're doing, car sales or commercial real estate, like it's reps. And the whole thing is like, you've got to get better. You have to improve. This is a big one. You have to expand your capacity for doing the work. And so it's daunting in front. And I'm not coming here to say, this new generation is soft. I don't think so. I think they just need to, they're at the beginning of the process. I couldn't do today. I've had the craziest week. I've done more this week. I could not have done this week 15 years ago. You expand your capacity. It's like working out.
Plus, you got a buzz.
Yeah. I mean, I had to. But, yeah.
Sorry, I got to drop the haircut thing. And
it's okay, man. We're just opposite ends of the spectrum on the hair situation.
You're exactly right on the reps. And I think, and this fires me up. Like this conversation warms my heart, because if you're out there listening and you're in your early to mid 20s, starting in sales, and the number one thing you want to do coming in is to be able to present yourself as, I'm not entitled. No one owes me anything, and I'm happy for every single rep that I can get. Are they necessarily the reps that you would pick? No. Are they the reps that you see people posting about on LinkedIn? Giant closed reps, for example? No. But every single rep provides the experience to go to the next level. And that's how you have to do it.
Oh, buddy. Like if I were just to speak plainly to someone coming into commercial real estate, I would tell them, you're going to come in, you have to push yourself to try and make somewhere between 50 and 100 outbound calls a day. You have to push yourself to do 3 to 5 relationship coffee type meetings a week with people in the industry, other brokers, anybody. You have to push yourself to document your journey online. You have to push yourself to go to every networking thing you can go to. You have to push yourself to find out the senior partner you're working for, ask them what they view success in this role and how they could add the most value, or how you could add the most value to them, and then make a written plan to do that and report it to them at the end of every week. You need to approach this like I am an Olympian training for the Olympics 4 years from now, and I'm going to make it my full-time job to grind every day. And
Can I provide a spiritual perspective to this and tell you how I learned this concept?
I was waiting for this. Let's go.
So we obviously did not, we had a skeleton for this or whatever, but I've been thinking about this just in life in general. And I've actually given my family a fall theme of the phrase, pour it out. Okay. So we're talking about pour it out, meaning don't be soft, work hard, don't be afraid, go deep with people, go deep with what you're doing, get reps, all the things we're saying. And we're going to lead up to, my family's going to New York City for Christmas. You're welcome to come, Sean. It's a free country, and would love to have you there. And we're going to do this special Italian pour it out dinner where we talk about what's your top few examples of living out this principle. But what I'm trying to teach them, and what I think is really inspiring to me, is Jesus said, when you give your life away, you find it. And that has become that has become a truth embedded in me that I've applied to every activity, every job, every position I've ever been in, right? Because it literally says you arrive by pouring yourself out, by giving effort, by emptying yourself, right? So I think a lot of people, especially in today's day and age, are like, you need to decide first, okay, like, who am I? My situation needs to be perfect. Once I get the perfect situation, I can then dive in, start giving effort, start getting reps. That's the opposite of this approach.
It is.
Like, the correct approach is, oh no, I'm in. I'm actually going to figure out who I am identity wise by pouring myself out, by serving.
Yeah.
My goals, objectives in life, those are going to be revealed as I serve, as I actually do the act. So there is this theme, at least, coming in my family and my life. I feel like this is a work theme for me too. Pour it out. I think that's how everyone should approach it. Yeah,
man. Like, find something you can just pour all your energy into, or a few somethings. But yes. And like, listen, I don't want this to come across as like, if you're hearing this and you're thinking, oh God, I should do that. This feels, and then you got this kind of guilty feeling. Like, that's the opposite energy of what we're trying to inject right now. It's, this isn't a prescription. This isn't a, like, you should do X, Y, and Z. You're soft and you need to change. This should be, you should hear this as a motivational speech. Like, you should come out of this breathing fire. Like, damn it, you're right. I can do more. I have more greatness in me. Whatever it is. Yeah, I just think it's like, some people need the slap in the face. Like, okay, I haven't had big enough expectations of what is needed of me. Some people just need the motivation of like, dude, go for it. What are you like holding back? And above all, it's like, you're going to try, the goal of every person is every single day to try your best. Honestly, it's to try your best, and your best, hopefully, if you're doing it right, your best will be bigger and better as the years go on. My best today, I would hope, my best 5 years from now is even better and bigger than it is today. Like, you want to grow your capacity. And again, this doesn't mean just working myself to death. This just means I'm pouring out into this task that is in front of me of serving my clients, of leasing these buildings, of just doing the best for my family and the people around me, giving back to people. Like, I'm going to do my best every day. I'm going to squeeze every last drop.
I love it. Well, Sean, why don't we do this? Let's round out this conversation with simply top three. Okay. So, or maybe top three or four. Top 3 or 4 signs that you are too soft in sales in 2026. And I'll go first. You ready?
All right. That's great. Give me a minute to think here.
You are, especially in the commercial real estate market, you are in sales. You are still telling people what they want to hear price-wise. Okay. So if you want to be a doormat in what we do in commercial real estate in 2026, you're still agreeing with every seller's pricing and or strategy, because look, the market has changed. In a really great market, Sean, you can tell people what they want to hear, feed it back to them, and do extremely well. In a more challenging market, if you're in sales, you have got to be honest with people. And if you're not, you're going to get walked all over and have a ton of your time wasted. You simply cannot tell people what they want to hear. You have to be hard enough. You have to be disciplined enough. And which typically means you might lose the business or you might turn down the business because you say, I have a backbone. I don't want you to walk on me. I'm not going to waste my time. You have to listen to my expertise or not.
Yeah, telling someone that something they want to hear, like, you're not serving them if you're not honest. Now, it doesn't mean you can't like have an open mind and like consider their perspective and take, a bit of the client is always right. But if you're the expert in something and they've hired you to be the expert, you need to rest in that. I would agree with you. That's a good one. Yeah. Don't be a doormat.
And look, that changes based on the time period. Right.
Yeah.
And our guidance for pricing, or like, let's say market activity, transactional activity, the guidance changes based on a lot of things, right? Like I do mostly sales. So as interest rates go up and down, people lose buying power. It's impossible to deny. It drastically affects pricing. Right now, I turn away way more listings than I did certainly 4 years ago, 5 years ago. And that's because I've had my time wasted. So I've been a doormat, and I refuse to let it happen again.
Dude, how
and so if someone doesn't want to listen,
it would be refreshing as an owner, like if they called you and said, "Hey, I think I could get, $5 million for my property," and you said something like, "Man, I love that. I'm just going to tell you, I couldn't work on it because the market today is $3.5 million, and I do believe over a long term, it'll come back, but I can't help you with that now. I'm happy to help you in any other way." Like, I would think that's refreshing, because the flip side of that is a lot of people just trying to get the listing and hope, you get lucky and kind of waste everybody's time. So yeah, I think that's refreshing.
You can always win people's trust, even if you don't win the business.
Well,
so if you're
looking at, it's just a better way to live too. Like, dude, I'd rather just be honest with people. Yeah.
Yes. And, like I've said before, this season of this show, it doesn't mean that you don't include a black swan, perfect scenario, top 1% buyer that's defined correctly. But you don't just say, if that's the price you want, then that's the price you're going to get. So that's the number one sign to me. Like, if you're too soft in sales, if you're consistently finding that you always agree with clients basically on what they say, that you use their pricing, or their pricing heavily inspires you into what you present back to them. And you're basically just regurgitating their thoughts. Like,
certainly not adding a ton of value. Yeah.
Yes.
So, all right, I don't have three, but I got one. I think you're too soft in sales if you just can't handle rejection. If you care too much about what other people think. And I will continue to beat this drum maybe till the day I retire. But this is why I like Toastmasters as a litmus test. Honestly, like, you go to Toastmasters, it's tough. You stand up and you sound like an idiot and you don't know what to do, and it's embarrassing. And you just it's the same. It's literally the same with cold calling though. Like, if you can't stand up in front of a room of 10 people, 15 people, and, speak for 30 seconds on a random topic as they give you as you're standing up, I mean, you can't make cold calls. And like, the interaction with somebody is the starting point into seeing if you could potentially help them. I think if, you come into this business and it's like, you have to get calluses, like, on your hand. I got calluses on my hands from like doing weightlifting and pull-ups. Like, you just are playing guitar, you get them on your fingers. You have to get calloused. And it's like, that's part of the conditioning process. So that's like, you're too soft. If you're leaning away from making calls because the rejection sucks, well, yes, it sucks for every single person. I don't think there's people out there that are just like, I can handle rejection way more. They're just people who have like worked through that. It's just something you got to work through. Get through it. Get past that. Yeah.
Are you a national spokesman for Toastmasters? Like, are you secretly employed by the organization
It's a beautiful organization. It's
like, beautiful. If you ask my wife, she would say, is there an anti-Toastmasters that Justin can go to? Like, is there an organization that teaches you, don't stand up necessarily? Yeah. Don't make it about you. Dude, don't present. No one's asking you for
you're a one percenter. Dude, most people can't do what you could do. You could stand up in front of hundreds of people and just kill it, and you thrive there. But you're 1% of the population. You are the outlier. You're the exception. The rule is everybody else is deathly afraid to stand up and talk to people. And it was like, I forgot who said this. There's a joke about like, some famous comedian made this joke of like, the number one fear of people is like, public speaking. Number two is death. And that means like at a funeral, you'd rather be the guy in the casket than the guy giving the eulogy. You know what I mean? Like that's how real it is. So yes, as a salesperson, you have hinged your ability to feed yourself and your family on your ability to stand up and talk to strangers in a way that's comfortable. And guess what? They don't care what you have to say. They care how confident and comfortable you are while you're saying it. So yeah, I'm a big Toastmasters guy. I haven't been in 10 years, but I'm a big Toastmasters guy.
Let's be honest, to round out your point, this is one of mine, but I think it just falls right on the back of what you were saying is there is zero place in this business for being thin-skinned. And so I think you're too soft in sales if you're taking stuff personally, necessarily, like rejection, people's decisions, what people do. Like you're too soft if you don't realize there are so many variables around you that change what people do. Yeah. And so it's not about you. Totally. It's not personal. So you have got to be able to say, bam, okay, this opportunity, this rep, this whatever didn't work. I'm out. Move on to the next one. Right?
That's a great point.
You're too soft in 2026 if you can't kill projects, if you can't allow people to move on and just go.
Right? If a deal dies, if you can't recover from a deal dying,
that's right. Yes.
All that.
But
half of the deals
my biggest
are
point
die.
in that is don't take it personally.
Yeah.
Like that's a soft way to live in sales.
Yeah. And maybe to wrap this up, like, by the way, it's not that you're too soft. I'm too soft. Like this is hard for me. Like I'm just speaking to myself here. Sean, you're too soft because you in any given day you go in and you just can't get to, you can't even muster the energy to make an outbound sales attempt. That's soft, man. Like do it. Like do it. Do more. Expand your capacity. That's actually,
Sean, I'm glad you said that. That's my last point. You're too soft in 2026 in sales if you're not doing the fundamentals. Like there is no time like the present to realize that the same stuff, the same consistency works over and over and over and over again. And having done 300 plus deals, I still will forget sometimes to ask for the business. I still will be on the phone and not thinking, ask for the business. You've won their trust. They're basically begging you.
Yeah.
Ask for the order. So you have to live in such a way where you're thinking like today, I will ask for 5 pieces of business as I make calls.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I'll connect with someone, the conversation will go great. And it's like, I'm like, sweet, what a win. Yeah. Like it's not a win unless you ask for the business.
I love it, man. Yeah. To all the softies out there, grow some thick skin, would you? You're not helping anybody.
Get a high fade.
Get better. Get up at 4 and run and do a cold shower and cut your hair short and make some calls. Let's go.
That's it, man. Okay, Sean, great episode. That's it for today. That's Sales Life.
Buddy.
To Sales Life, we're glad you're on this journey with us. And if you are, let's make it official. You can subscribe to this show on YouTube at Sales Life Podcast, or simply search Sales Life Podcast in Apple or Spotify for the audio version. In addition, did you know, we're super stoked about this, we have a weekly email newsletter. It's called The Letter of Intent. It comes out every Saturday. It's fresh content, doesn't always relate to the episode, but you get that from Sean and I in your inbox every Saturday morning. The link to our newsletter is in the show notes, so go ahead and check that out below. Appreciate you all listening, and we'll catch you in the next one.